So today what we're going to talk about is 5 orbits of your business. This might be helpful for you to set up your business in the post-pandemic era. And before that, let me tell you, these people, the smiling faces that you see on the screen, I'm the reason behind that. So this was clicked in one of the meetings that I had organized when we launched the leverage model. I'm sure you would be interested in knowing who is the person on the screen right now. Well, my name is Atul Puri. I've worked for around 25 years with various organizations. I worked with CDAC, with SIFI, with HID, United Technologies, Fix, and then I started eGrowth. This is how eGrowth has grown over the years. And then in 2019, I published something called as the leverage model. This is a framework to help you design your business. So all the conversation that we are going to have will be around this. And my intention is not to really burden you with too much of data, to make it more inclusive. So that's how we will go ahead. I also published a book called Golf, Mastering Business Success, and another book called Opportunity, The Journey from You to Yes. This is a little bit about me. And what is it that we're going to cover today? 1, 2 choices you have in your business. 5 orbits of your business. We'll touch a little bit about it today. That's primarily what we'll be talking about. Now, my question to all of you is, you may please unmute and share. How do we do business generally? This is an open-ended question, so you can please feel free to answer whichever way you like it. 2 of you can please go ahead.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, please.
Offer solutions for the fundamental needs of the people to go ahead in the life. Okay. Everybody of us want to forward us in life, no?
So how do people get to know that you are doing this business?
One thing, I got the member of the various WhatsApp groups, I'm members of the industries associations, I'm member of the various other groups also. Like as well at the same time, I'm having the lots of collaborators with me. So I work in the collaborations. Perfect. I don't work individually.
All right. So collaboration is one way in which you build business.
Yes.
Anybody else?
So Atul, we do business by word of mouth and reference model.
Awesome. Perfect. So I classify, so thanks Zonti for sharing that. Most of us do source our business through word of mouth. What Vijay Bhai spoke about collaboration, that essentially is again word of mouth, right? So I classify business in 2 ways. One is business by chance. So has anybody heard about business by chance other than Vijay Bhai? So Vijay Bhai, please don't speak. What do you understand when I say business by chance?
It may be something like you get to have some product or some service and you gave it to one person and by chance many more people wanted it and then it kept on happening.
Absolutely. Right. Jayante Bhai, you want to say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think business by chance, what I term is as the default way of working business, because my father was doing business, so I've taken over from them. I've worked in some companies and I have learned something there actually. And by that, I am just doing my business accordingly also. I recruit some people and they bring their knowledge and everything. So I accordingly follow that also. Some expert in that area and all those things. That is how I'm understanding it is business by chance.
Perfect. That's pretty close to how it is. Anybody else would like to share something more before I share my interpretation? And whichever interpretation you give, that is absolutely fine. Hello. All right. So business by chance, it starts with a beginning. So as Jayanti Bhai said, default. So default somehow, or as Zonti said, that you come across an idea and then you start with it. So there's a beginning to it. The characteristics of beginning could be inheritance. So maybe when we were selecting our parents, we got lucky and we got parents who had great businesses. So that is inheritance. And on top of it, we were very few siblings and we got a big share of the business. Second piece is experience. I'm an engineer. As an engineer, I did X things. And over a period of time, I became skilled in that particular area. And that became my strength. So operating from my strength, that is how the beginning happens. The third piece is a new trend. 3 years ago, nobody would think that mask in itself could be a product category. There used to be masks which were used for surgical areas, for disinfected areas, but the volume was definitely not there. So there was a new trend which came in, and to address that, there is a new set of business which came in. And fourth is my favorite, pink slip. Would you know what is a pink slip?
Fired.
Yes, who said fired? Who said fired? Okay, has anybody got fired? I have. Anybody else? You can raise your hand. So those people who have been employed, at one stage, the company either does not find you good enough or thinks that your job is already done and it's time for you to move on, and they ask you to move on. That is pink slip. So a person reaches a stage that now I have a pink slip, I don't have a job anymore. What else can I do? So let me start a business. So these are 4 of the many more triggers which could be a trigger for beginning a business. For a homemaker sitting at home, and now the children, they've kind of settled, they go to their school, they've got some additional time in hand. So they want to put that additional time to some good use. So they would start thinking of doing some business. So there could be different triggers. The second characteristic of any business is growth. Once you start putting in your effort, you would see growth. So when you have a growth, from an individual, you form a company, you have a formal structure, and then you start having customers. And once you start having customers, then you got so much of business that there is sale, sale, and sale. Is this how it is? Hello? I want you to participate in the conversation, only then it will be more enjoyable.
Yes, I got it.
Great. Anybody else?
Yes,
Jayanti
it is
bhai.
like that only. Yes.
Awesome. Anybody thinks in a different fashion? So here's the third piece, which again is like this only. It is called struggle. Is there somebody who has never experienced struggle? Jayanti bhai, Zonti, Vijay bhai, Jagmohan Bhai, Ninad, Raj.
Atul, what I see whenever, if I pick up myself, when I want to go to some different area of life, and when I'm not prepared, then experience is that there is something different and I have to work hard. And when my experience is that I work hard, and still I'm not getting results, I feel it was a struggle. This is my earlier story, or rather my earlier conversations. I do agree, struggle is something when we try lot, no? And the thing doesn't come true as we expect it to be. So we name it as a struggle.
All right.
Yeah.
So have you experienced struggle?
Yeah, in the past life, I've experienced the struggle.
Awesome. Got it. Anybody else? Anybody here who's not experienced struggle? Let us hear from the person.
So what do you mean by struggle, Atul? Do you mean sales, struggle for sales, or
So whatsoever you mean struggle in the parallels of business. It could be sales, it could be delivery, it could be operations, it could be hiring people, it could be something else.
I'm sure if it is a business, definitely everybody would have some sort of a struggle or the other.
Absolutely. So the third element for business by chance is struggle. And would somebody elaborate on how does struggle look like?
Sometimes it looks like firefighting,
Okay.
or means it looks like चलो करेंगे अभी तो जो लगा तो ठीक है नहीं लगा तो भी ठीक है ऐसा तो there is no choice also na?
Right. So
So we
let's
can
take
do that
chances.
actually. So we go on repeating again and again the same extents which are producing going to same results actually, but still we want to do some because we don't know something else what to do and all those things. So we do the same thing again and again expecting different results, and natural struggle is going to be there only.
Absolutely.
We do it, we make it either better, different, or more of the same thing. And then we go ahead with that.
Yeah.
And ultimately, when results are not coming, it comes into the struggle only.
Right. Anybody else? Thank you, Jayanti bhai.
Okay.
Anybody else?
What I understand, Atul and others, the experience of the struggle, if we look differently, open up the opportunity. The reason is that not only me, but the other people outside of me, other people whom I know and I don't know, they are also in similar experience. And if we take a leap, quantum leap, no? Okay, why the experience is struggle and not the opportunity? And when the person is willing to cross over the river or the bridge, then a struggle will go away. They will be a new experience of living the life as he wants to be, not only for himself, but the people around him.
Right.
So this could be the second side of the coin.
Absolutely. So let us see how struggle looks like. The receivables start mounting up. There is struggle in retaining manpower. We start having working capital issues. The margins, they start becoming thin. Is this how it is? And then, as Jayanti bhai said, we keep on having more of the same thing. Right? Is this typically how the business life cycle goes through?
Yes, almost.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you. Anybody else? Something which I've missed?
Atul,
Yeah.
the struggle also we can relate to it differently, like problems, like challenges, like difficulties. So the struggle, what we feel, the struggle can be related like a challenges, like a problem, like a difficulty, right? So that is how it occurs to us, like mistakes. So again, to correct all those things also, our most of the energy and time goes into that. And that is also can call it as a struggle also.
Yeah, so that is what you said as firefighting.
Making something the way it should be, which is not.
Absolutely.
So struggle is there, actually there. Because there is no outcome, intended outcome नहीं है उसके अंदर.
Right.
आपको जो सही चाहिए नहीं मिलता ना आपको अंदर से करके वो.
बिल्कुल. So
उसको हम struggle बोल सकते हैं सर.
Right. So as Jayanti bhai, you said in the beginning, the default way of the business, if we go by the default way of business, wherein we are conducting the business as it happens,
Yes.
then these are the kind of results we get. Right? Now I invite you to look at another way of doing business. I'll come to that as well. So the characteristics of business by chance is always bleeding. We don't have enough margins. We are cutting corners. Little or no growth, just surviving in the business. And driven by jugaad, everywhere we are trying to do some kind of fixing, which are short-term fixes, which are not really long-term fixes. And we're always operating in that urgent space. Means I know that I have 1 month to deliver a product to somebody, but the action will start only on the 29th day. Something or the other will always be pending. So there are fewer customers, lesser processes, and we're just surviving. Can you relate to this? Is this how a business by chance happens? Is there something else which I've not covered?
What I see, the relationship which I have with myself, with the people around me, the kind of the notion I have, the kind of interpretation I have, something that does not meet the standards of which I lay down for myself and others, then experience could be the struggle. And then if I drag on something, then it could be business by chance, not by the design.
Right.
Thank you, Atul.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else who'd like to reflect on what is there on the screen right now?
Okay. So this last word, survival.
Yeah.
That is the bottom line of everything now here. So business by chance mostly leads to survival only. And you may be surviving better, better and good, better and best. That is the survival only. So whether it will be that, so survival comes in a different forms, no? And then we adjust to that. That is what I can see that actually.
Right.
जो है उससे अच्छा है ना, अभी जो पहले था उससे तो अच्छा है.
Right. Absolutely.
हम लोग इतना कंडीशन खराब था फिर भी अपना तो ठीक चल रहा है, सब तो कुछ ऐसा हुआ नहीं है. I'm safe. It is okay.
Yeah.
पहला जैसा नहीं है लेकिन अच्छा है, ठीक है.
बिल्कुल. This is how we typically keep on sharing, right?
That is how we express, no?
Yes.
When I was working in this chemical business now, वो बोलते थे चाय पानी निकलता है, दाल रोटी निकलता है.
बिल्कुल.
So we could understand what is चाय पानी and what is दाल रोटी करके. So
absolutely. So now let us look at the next kind of a business, which is a business by design. So here the business, it starts with a design. There is a creation process associated with it. the business itself will be in a startup mode. And the beautiful piece is it is driven by future. What is the kind of an enterprise I want to set up? Who are the kind of customers I want to serve? What are the kind of products I would deliver? Which is the market I'm going to serve? Does this make sense?
Yes, definitely.
The second stage is develop. This is where you are in a phase where you're maintaining growth. And this is the stage which is primarily driven by present. What does my customer need today? What are the kind of resources I need today? What is the technology which is available today? Right? And then the third stage, that is diversify. This is where you're talking about monetizing. This is where the business has become mature. You are looking at how you can duplicate it and how you can divest out of it. So here you are relating to business itself as a commodity, where you have the provision of ejecting, of coming out of that business. Any comments, any observations?
Atul, I really appreciate what you say, business by design. And by the way, I acknowledge you for your contribution. Where in the last 2-3 years back, I joined the program also leverage and Ubuntu other thing, no? And main thing, it could be different. Ikigai was the main thing. Something which was close to my heart, no? I developed on that thereafter.
Right.
And it is working. And I diversified only from the insurance to the energy healing method, no? Yeah. Then I started designing the life, my life and the life of the people around me and the businesses also and individuals too.
Right. So Vijay Bhai, the previous business that you were in, for how much did you sell that?
I was doing wonderful.
For how much did you sell that? How much money did you get for getting out of that business?
That business is running away. I have my second vertical. That my old vertical is still running since last 47 years.
Okay.
I develop one more vertical.
Fair enough. Great.
Yes.
Awesome. So anybody else, any observations? How do you relate to this model?
I have one question, Atul.
Yeah, please.
So whatever was there by business by chance, except for the first thing, how the business started, definitely struggle will happen in between. You can't avoid struggle, even if you do business by design. And like you have mentioned, development is maintained, growth and driven by present. But in between, some sort of phase will come when the struggle will happen.
Right. So here I would use a term, I'll borrow this term from Jayanti Bhai, which is challenge. Okay. So struggle is like an infinite loop. Challenge is where you are able to see the end of the tunnel. And that is how you're dealing with it. And when you are business by design, you are preparing yourself to deal with those intermittent struggles or challenges, and you design for those. Like there's a saying in English, preparing for the rainy day. Rainy days will always come. Are you prepared? Do you have an umbrella? Do you have a cover for that? You will have bad debts in your business, but do you have the provision to take care of those bad debts?
Okay.
You will have scenarios wherein your product is out for delivery and there is an accident and then it is not delivered with no fault of yours, right? Do you have a mechanism to deal with such scenarios? That is what design is all about.
Okay.
As a sports person, you go out there and there is a sports injury. That's not the end of the life, right? You go through physiotherapy, you go through various mechanisms, and then you're again back. Does it make sense? The only thing is, if that design thinking is not built into the business, then you'll not be able to come out of that struggle. That you'll be acting like a hamster, continuously in the same loop. So let us see what a business by design looks like. It's a highly profitable business. There is consistent growth. You have planned for bad times, so there is buffer for bad times. And you're operating in what I call as the leverage quadrant. There are multiple inputs, parallel processes, and profitable outcomes. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Do you want to reflect on this? Anybody would like to say something more before we move on?
Well, it is for me a very idealistic situation.
Okay. Is this kind of a situation possible?
Possible तो है, क्योंकि there are some companies which are having this.
तो अगर किसी के साथ हो सकता है तो अपने साथ भी हो सकता है. Right?
Right? हाँ बोलने के लिए भी थोड़ी फटती है, मालूम है.
That's good. So thanks for being so honest. ठीक है, उसके बारे में भी देखते हैं. But my intention is to leave you with a thought that yes, this is possible. See, they say everything happens twice. Once in the mind and once in reality. So when in your mind it starts happening that yes, I can have a sustainable business, only then in reality it will start appearing like that. Does that make sense?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Thanks.
Anybody else? Okay, let's move further. So do you want to know 5 orbits of your business? So like business by design and business by chance, 5 orbits of your business. This is also a term which I have coined. So you will not find it in any other, nobody else's book. So would you like to share what probably are the 5 orbits of your business?
The Panch Mahabhutas,
What are these?
air, water,
Perfect.
fire, earth.
Okay.
Hmm.
So they are the ones which you need to live, right?
Yes, yes.
And what, so when I'm talking about 5 orbits, those are different levels. So what are the 5 different levels of awareness of your business?
थोड़ा ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, बिजनेस को भी अवेयरनेस होता है?
बिल्कुल होता है.
एग्जांपल
बताते हैं, थोड़ा रुको.
ठीक है.
Okay, let's move on. So 5 orbits of sales. Okay. At the bottom is sales. Any business, if you look at it, it definitely will have an element of sales. Whether it is a product, a service, or a consulting, there is something of value which changes hands, against which some money or something valuable is given. It can be barter or in terms of money. Yes or no?
Yes, that's right.
Right? So the first level of awareness is I give something, I will get something. The second level of awareness is that if I give good service, then my clients will give referrals. Word of mouth. Zonti was talking about it. Jayanti Bhai was talking about it. Have you had business by referrals?
Yes, lot.
Right? So that is the second level of awareness of your business. Now, what could be the third level of awareness? Hello?
Networks.
Absolutely, networks. Right? So wherein you are consciously building awareness around your business in related and unrelated circles. Make sense?
Yeah.
What would be the fourth level of awareness?
Employees and vendors.
Okay. So will they not fall into network?
Okay, we can say internal and external networks. Yeah, they can fall into that also.
What else?
If I'm dealing in something which people pursue as a fundamental to live with, there is no question of sales. People will stand in a queue to buy that thing. Like Corona, no? Corona mask. लोग कोरोना के मास्क के लिए भागते थे, सैनिटाइजर के पीछे भागते थे, बराबर ना?
तो वो तो सारे का सारा सेल्स में खत्म हो गया ना?
नहीं, वो खत्म हो गया वो टाइम के लिए, because there are a lot of other things also.
No, but I'm saying is then you are operating in the sales level, right? Your awareness is not beyond that.
Can brand?
जब आप बॉम्बे सेंट्रल से बांद्रा का लोकल ट्रेन पकड़ते हो तो बीच में आपको वो सिंगदाना बेचने वाला आता है ना?
हाँ.
क्या बेचता है वो?
He's selling to my needs. He adjusts to my need.
So he's just selling you, right? He is not operating on the referral. He'll not come and ask मेरे को और 4 आदमियों का रेफरेंस दो.
बराबर है. Right.
So he's operating only at sales.
Yes, yes. Is a transaction only one. Yes.
Can we say branding or being an influencer?
Fair enough. Now, what is branding and influencing? What is branding and influencing?
Yeah, so you are an authority in that domain.
Right.
And
What is that?
people-
What are you doing there? You're not selling.
No,
You are not using referrals.
no,
You are not using your network.
no.
What is it? You're right. You're on the right path.
Can we say authority?
Okay. Can we say leverage?
Mm,
See, over the period of time, you have established a certain level of quality. And people start recognizing you for that quality.
mm,
And that is what you are encashing as your brand. When somebody says this steel almirah is a Godrej almirah, right?
mm.
So that Godrej is the leverage. The same steel almirah, you go to Lahore Chawl, you will get it for 3,000 rupees. And right next to it, there will be a Godrej almirah, which will be for 30,000 rupees. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you doing? That is the leverage. That's the power of leverage, right? So during the lockdown, Reliance raised, I don't know how many millions of dollars in a span of 32 days. 14 investors, one after the other. What was that? Was that sales? Hello?
I think that must be leverage only.
That was again leverage, right? So what were they leveraging? They were leveraging the eyeballs that they had collected for Jio over the past couple of years. There was nothing tangible that they had given. They had just given a promise that we are giving India to you. Yes? Hello?
Right.
The kind of the hold that Reliance was enjoying earlier and today, they created the huge brand for themselves only. And by leveraging the brand, lots of people and lots of institutions across the globe is attracted to the Reliance. No?
Absolutely. So the
Yeah.
brand itself, the Singdana Wala, does he have a brand?
No.
No.
Not always.
Right?
Not always.
But when he has a brand, the Jobsons or Jacobs, somebody has a Singdana, right? The nitrogen packed Singdana.
Yes.
At what price do you buy that? At least 3 to 4 times the price of a normal peanuts, right?
Yes, yes, definitely. Let's say for Haldiram, for example.
Right. So the extra premium that you are paying,
Yes,
that is the leverage that that brand is enjoying.
exactly. Exactly. But to build as a brand, they took the decades and years together. And then when they have to leverage that thing, something which was built upon earlier.
So Vijay Bhai, how many decades have you been on this planet?
6.5.
6 decades, right?
Yes.
So in these 6 decades, how big is your brand?
Recently, this Tathastu brand is building up.
I don't know, but what is your current in the 6 decades? Where is your brand?
Earlier, never focus.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Correct.
So that design was missing.
Yes. Yes.
Whereas Haldiram They embedded that into the design whenever, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years back. Godrej did that maybe 100 years back. Tata did that 200 years back. Right? Google did that 30 years back. Not even 30, less than that, 25. Does that sound interesting? And we are only at 4 levels so far. There is yet one more level to go. So is this an aha moment? If this is an aha moment, please write in the chat box, aha. Let us see if you enjoyed the conversation so far. Nothing in
Atul,
the
for
chat
me,
box.
Atul, for me, it is not an aha moment, but still I am having a question mark
No problem.
on the leverage part of it.
No
But
problem.
because I'm yet to understand and grappling with it, because how this leverage is there and how it causes sales.
So first they will doubt you. They will throw stones at you. One day they will accept you, and then they will start following you. This is how everything happens.
चलो ठीक है यार, क्योंकि मैं तो
when somebody said दुनिया गोल है, तो उस बंदे को पत्थर मार के मार दिया गया था. Right? So the fact that you are questioning it, that means you are alive.
हाँ, क्योंकि सी मेरा डिजाइन ऐसा है कि मैं सिर्फ लिखने के लिए, अतुल ने बोल दिया हाँ लिख दो यार, मैं लिख दूंगा, तो नाइंसाफी होगी मेरे साथ भी और अतुल के साथ भी.
Yeah.
तो इसके लिए मैं क्वेश्चन मार्क में हूँ, इसके लिए मैंने कुछ नहीं डाल रहा हूँ उधर.
Yeah. So Ninad has said, but we use leverage by embedding our brand name in our product and services by storytelling. So Ninad, whichever way we do it, and brand is only one part of the leverage.
Yes.
Somebody who has money, he leverages money. Okay. Somebody who has connections,
Yes.
when your party is in power, you leverage those connections and get all the contracts. That is also leverage.
Yes. So actually, we use all these four, what you have mentioned currently.
Absolutely. Now, the only thing is how much, to what extent are you able to leverage? That will define how much will you grow.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So let us go to the fifth one, which you may find interesting, which definitely none of us operate in. That is called contribution. So sales you are doing for yourself. Referrals you are doing to get more sales. Networking again you are doing to get more sales. Leverage you are doing to get more value for every rupee that you're doing business. Contribution is something where for the first time you start thinking about others. मुझे किसी को
Like
देना भी है.
CSR.
Sorry.
It's a CSR, right? Like
yeah. So CSR is more of a compulsion, right? That's a compulsion आज की डेट में. But who owns Bombay Hospital?
Birla.
Right. Who owns Cancer Hospital, Tata Memorial?
Yes.
Yeah, by the Tata.
Tata.
Now, these are also corporate social responsibility, right?
Yes.
Were they forced to do it? Was there a government regulation that they had to do it?
They went beyond that.
Or when you go, you walk across Zaveri Bazaar, you will come across a number of pyaus, right? Where people serve you water. अभी होते हैं कि नहीं होते हैं? पहले तो होते थे.
Yes.
Right? Now, that is just out of their own willingness, right? कबूतर खाने में जाकर देखो कितना दाना लोग डालते हैं. That is out of contribution, right?
Yes.
Right.
I don't know. It might be कोई ज्योतिष ने भी बोला रहेगा उनको जाके ये करो.
हाँ, बिल्कुल सही. Exactly. So that is what I'm saying. It is
हाँ.
after the 4 levels that in the 5th level we are thinking about contribution.
Companies, they do contribute because they get a tax benefit.
No, that's what I'm saying. Tax benefit, that is a new phenomena.
Yes.
लेकिन आपने अपनी दुकान के बाहर एक पानी पीने का पानी का लगा दिया, उसमें आपको कौन सा टैक्स बेनिफिट मिल रहा है?
No, I'm talking from business point of view because they
हाँ,
put their brand name also.
I
as
got
business
that.
credit.
See, I got that. Business point of view. Right? But I'm talking from the mindset point of view, the awareness point of view. Finally, not finally, from the very beginning, business is a social structure. You cannot do business in isolation, right? And if you are not contributing to the people around you, if you're not thinking of their well-being, then there is something missing in the larger structure. Does that make sense?
Okay, Atul.
Yeah,
It does.
thank you. Now let us look at, let's go one level deeper. Okay. So sales, referrals, networking, leverage, and contribution. Sales is done by salesmen. The primary intention there is existence. Referrals. So in the typical networking parlance, you have this term called hunter. That again comes from existence. Networking is when you start thinking like a farmer, and it is about belonging. Leverage is when you start thinking like a weaver, and it is also about belonging. Contribution is about giving back. Right? So this was 5 levels of sales, if I would say, hierarchy of sales. So has something new opened up for you? And I think our time is getting over. Maybe we'll extend for another 5 minutes. So what opened up? So these are different tools which the consultants or the trainers would tell you. Sales, you use the spin methodology. In referrals, I put SWAT, sell what is available today. Networking is about asking. Leverage is golf. This is my terminology. G stands for game, O is opportunity, L is lifeline, and F is future. And contribution, again, give is also my terminology. G is gratitude, I is inspire, V is value, and E is empathy.
Then what I see, the contribution is like a boomerang, no? It comes back many-fold times. And when especially it is done without intentions, just to serve only.
And I will tell you one thing. If you are throwing a boomerang with an intention that it will come back to you,
Yes.
then you are not contributing.
Yes.
Then you are investing.
Yes.
Contribution does not have a comeback gate.
Right.
So let's make the great shift from speaking to listening. from expenditure to investment. My way or highway to customer's way. Because it is a customer who pays your bills. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Listen to your customer, invest in your customer, co-create with your customer. Design brings workability, it also brings a state change. So sir, thanks for your time. I hope this was valuable for you. Let's keep meeting and building further on this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So if you like it, do share it with others. Next time we will talk on some other topic, similar topic, to help you look at your business in a different fashion.
Atul, can you give me your mobile number, please, if I can contact you?
9899 11 6054.
Okay.
Atul, I will request if all can share their contact details, no? It will contribute for the future networking.
Vijay bhai,
Because our purpose is to give. Let's start from the give, no?
but you starting with asking, no?
Yes, that's right.
You're asking for numbers, no?
Yeah, मैंने पहले दे दिया. Already given my number.
हाँ बस ठीक है, तो जिसको चाहिए वो कांटेक्ट करेगा, राइट?
दो चीज की जरूरत रहती है ना, एक कम्युनिकेशन की भी जरूरत रहती है.
हाँ,
कम्युनिकेशन नथिंग हैपेंस.
विजय भाई आप सकते हैं ना, everybody request everybody to share their contact details in the chat.
Right. मैंने लिखा है. Everybody please post your contact details for the future.